When most people think about getting in shape, they think they have to starve themselves in order to lose weight. But after 20 years of coaching clients and helping people with weight loss, I realized that it's not about trying to eat less, it's about tricking your body into thinking it's eating more. So in this video, I'm going to give you the 10 foods that are almost impossible to overeat. And these are the foods that are going to keep you full all day while losing fat. And they're the same foods I ate to get my body to 12% body fat at 46 years old. And by the way, my name is Dan Go. I've been a health coach for 20 years, owned a gym for 11 of those, and sold it in 2018. And since then, I've been helping high-achieving entrepreneurs transform their bodies with systems that fit their busy lives. And the one complaint I always get from my weight loss clients is that they feel like I'm making them eat too much. And that is until they step on the scale, and at the end of the week, they're down 2 to 3 pounds. Most importantly, by eating these types of foods, they feel like they can keep the weight off for the rest of their lives because of how easy it helps them stick to a diet. Now, food number 7 is the one that I see most people not taking in, and it's the one I personally take in every single day to keep my body fat at 12% at 46. And food number 10 is the one that's sitting in your produce section of your grocery store right now, and you're probably walking past it every single week. It has the highest fullness per calorie ratio of anything on the list. So let's not waste any time. Let's dive right in. Food number 1 is watermelon. It's 46 calories per cup and 92% water. It's the highest water content of any fruit you can buy. And when you eat foods that are mostly water, two things happen. One, you can't physically eat them fast. The water slows you down. And two, they take up a massive space in your stomach. You see, your stomach has these stretch receptors in their walls, and when those receptors fire, they send a signal straight to your brain that says, hey, what's up? We're full, stop eating. And watermelon hits both of those at almost 0 calorie cost. It also kills sugar cravings, which is where most people's diets fall apart at 9 p.m. on a Tuesday. In fact, Jay Leno just lost 50 pounds, and one of his secrets was eating a whole watermelon every single day.
I eat like a watermelon a day.
You're down 40, 45, 50 pounds?
Yeah, about that. Yeah. That's
Amazing.
good. I feel better, yeah.
Now, here's a pro tip. If you're going to eat watermelon, sprinkle some pink Himalayan sea salt on top. I know it sounds weird, but it tastes incredible, and it makes the sweetness pop even harder. Try it once, you're never going to go back. One thing I like to do is actually pre-cut my watermelon and put it in the freezer, and this acts as a snack anytime that I'm feeling peckish. Now, food number 2 is cucumbers. It's 16 calories per 100 grams and 95% water. Let me put this into perspective for you. You have to eat 10 pounds of cucumbers to match the calories in one large order of fries. Now imagine 10 pounds of cucumbers staring down at you. I don't think you could eat all of them even if I paid you to do it. Now, this is the simplest volume eating tool in your kitchen. You slice them up, you eat them as a chip replacement with hummus or guacamole. You can cut them in half lengthwise, scoop out the middle, and fill them up with tuna salad. Now you got a cucumber boat that hits like a sandwich and costs you 150 calories instead of 600. And this is the kind of swaps that not a lot of people take into account, but they matter. Because you don't feel deprived, you don't feel like you're on a diet, but you are saving 400 to 500 calories every single meal. Food number 3 is celery. It is 14 calories per 100 grams, 95% water. Now, I know what you're thinking. Celery is a sad food, and celery is what your grandma puts on a relish tray at Thanksgiving. But there's something in celery that no one really talks about. It's a compound called apigenin, and research has actually shown that apigenin helps lower cortisol production. So if you're someone over 40 who's running a business, raising kids, and managing 14 different things at once, your cortisol is probably already elevated. And chronically high cortisol makes you store fat, especially around your midsection. It also drives cravings for high-calorie foods, hyperpalatable foods. This is the exact stuff that wrecks your fat loss. So celery isn't just filling your stomach for free, it's helping you manage the hormone that's working against you in the background. And actually, one of my clients who recently dropped 33 pounds swears by keeping a plate of raw celery sticks on his kitchen counter, and if he ever feels like snacking, he reaches for the celery instead of the stuff in the pantry. 3 to 4 stalks, mid-afternoon when that 3 p.m. crash hits, if you dip them in hummus or natural peanut butter, they act as an incredible snack. Food number 4 is spinach and lettuce. You have 7 calories per cup, and this serves as one of the best tools for volumizing your food. And this is probably the simplest hack on the list. You add 2 cups of spinach to every meal, and you've doubled the volume on your plate. You've barely touched your calorie count as well. And when you're done, it feels like you ate at a feast. And the cool thing is that spinach actually wilts down into eggs, into pasta sauces, into stir fries. You won't even feel it or even taste it. Now, romaine and butter lettuce make incredible wrap replacements. You swap a tortilla for a lettuce wrap on a burger, and you've actually cut around 200 calories from the meal without changing the flavor or what's inside of it. And this is how my clients lose fat without actually feeling like they're on a diet. It's like these tiny swaps like this that compound over weeks and months. Food number 5 is egg whites. They have 17 calories each, and it's almost purely protein and water. And this is one of the most underrated fat loss foods that you can put on your plate, and a good reason why a lot of bodybuilders swear by it. And it's also the foundation to how my clients stay full through the morning without ever feeling like they're on a diet. So you probably know this already, but protein is the most filling macronutrient on the planet. Gram for gram, it does more for your hunger than carbs or fat. It triggers the satiety hormones in your gut that tell your brain that you don't need to eat for the next 3 to 4 hours. Egg whites give you that protein at a calorie cost that's almost free. 6 to 8 egg whites plus 2 whole eggs is the move that most of my clients go for. Add some spinach, some hot sauce, maybe some salsa, and you've got a breakfast that keeps you full until 1 or 2 in the afternoon. Food number 6 is zucchinis. It's 17 calories per 100 grams. Now, zucchini is what I call a replacement food. It doesn't just add volume to your meals, it actually swaps in for the high-calorie foods you already love. Now, one thing I like to do with zucchini is spiralize it, and it does act as a substitute for pasta noodles. Now, if you slice it thin, then you've actually got lasagna noodles. You dice it, and you basically got the base of a stir fry. Now, a standard serving of pasta is around 220 calories, and the same volume of zucchini is around 30 calories. That's a 190 calorie swap on one single meal. And if you do this for 3 times a week, you're nearly saving 600 calories without changing the texture of your dinner. And also, a spiralizer is about $15 on Amazon. Just go get one. Food number 7 is psyllium husk. And technically, this is not a food, but I had to put it on the list because nothing in your kitchen kills hunger faster than this. 2 tablespoons is about 30 calories, and it expands to 10 to 15 times its size inside of your stomach. So psyllium husk is a soluble fiber, and when it hits water, it turns into a gel. That gel takes up massive space inside your gut, so your stretch receptors fire, and your brain gets the fullness signal harder and faster than almost any food can do it. And that's not even the best part. The best part is that it slows down how fast your stomach empties, so you stay full for 3 to 4 hours. And as a bonus, it stabilizes your blood sugar, which means you don't get that post-meal crash that drives you back to the kitchen 90 minutes later looking for a snack. And I actually did a full 28-day experiment with psyllium husk. You can check it out over here, and I'll link the video in the description. And in short, psyllium husk changed how I ate. I was eating less without even trying, and that is the full power of this stuff. Now, you have to be careful with how you use it. 2 tablespoons in a 12-ounce glass of water, 20 to 30 minutes before your biggest meal. You drink it fast, it thickens quickly, and then you want to chase it probably with another glass of water. That part is non-negotiable because if you skip the water chase, the stuff will actually back you up, and you don't want that. This is what's happening inside of your stomach. Now, if you never used psyllium husk before, don't be an idiot like me and make sure that you start with only 1 tablespoon per day and then work your way up from there. Now, food number 8 almost feels illegal, and it's pickles. 5 to 10 calories per spear, and I know, pickles. And these are probably one of the most underrated fat loss foods in your fridge, and here's why. The sour and salty combination triggers the satisfaction signal inside your brain faster than most foods can. It's actually called the sensory-specific satiety. It's when your brain gets this hit of flavor intensity and decides you've eaten something meaningful, even when you've barely consumed any calories. This is why pickles work so well when you're feeling hungry when you're not supposed to eat. And something I did when I was getting myself down to 12% body fat was, between my meals, if I was feeling hungry when it wasn't a meal, I would actually have 1 or 2 pickle spears, and then that craving that I would have almost magically disappeared. Now, most commercial pickles are loaded with sodium, so look for low sodium options, or even better, fermented pickles. The fermented ones give you actual live bacteria for your gut on top of everything else, so it makes it a little bit healthier for you. Food number 9 is raspberries. It's 50 calories per 100 grams and 8 grams of fiber per cup. Raspberries have one of the highest fiber to calorie ratios of any food that you can buy. And fiber is a secret weapon for staying full long after you've finished eating, because fiber slows down digestion. It also feeds the good gut bacteria, and it physically takes up space without adding meaningful calories. But the real reason why raspberries belong on this list is that they're sweet enough to replace dessert. A cup of raspberries is 50 calories, a slice of cake is around 400, a handful of cookies is around 500, and you get the exact same hit of sweetness for 1/10 of the calories, and you also get that extra added fiber bump to make it last a little bit longer and to make you feel a little bit more satiated. So something I like to do is actually buy them frozen. They're cheaper, they last longer, and they taste identical to fresh once they're in a yogurt bowl or once they've thawed out. And something I hate about buying fresh fruit is the fact that it goes bad so easily. After a couple of days of not eating it, You come back and there's a bunch of mold on it. So a bag of frozen raspberries in your freezer means you've always got a dessert that is always going to be there and it never goes bad. And the final food is cruciferous vegetables like broccoli and cauliflower. It's 30 to 35 calories per 100 grams. And I know what you are thinking. Vegetables, Captain Obvious, right? Why is this number 10? Well, there's a variable in these two that no other foods have on this list, and that is chewing time. So eating broccoli and cauliflower forces you to slow down. You can't shovel them down your throat. You have to chew. And chewing slowly gives your brain the 20 minutes it needs to register that you're full before you overeat. And one of the biggest weight loss cheat codes that nobody talks about is chew maxing. Now, most people eat in 8 minutes and then afterwards they feel hungry and don't realize why. But if they took longer with their food and maximized their chewing capabilities with every single piece of food that goes into their mouths, they would realize they are way more full than they realize. Broccoli and cauliflower fix these automatically because the food itself makes you slow down. And also, a plate of roasted broccoli and cauliflower is under 200 calories, and I'll tell you right now, you can't finish that plate hungry. It's physically impossible. Something I like to do is roast a sheet pan on Sunday. I put olive oil, salt, pepper, garlic powder, do it at 400 degrees, 25 minutes, and you got a week of volume eating that almost costs you nothing. Dieting is not about more discipline. It's not about having more willpower. And every single person who's tried to lose weight did have plenty of both. The people who win at this game, I mean the ones who will get lean and stay lean for the rest of their lives, they don't suffer more. They eat smarter. They build a plate that feels like they're eating more food when it's actually less. This is the concept of volume eating. Now, if you're a busy entrepreneur that's over 40 and you want my team to help you lose weight, get lean, and keep it off for the rest of your life, the first link in the description is where to apply. We work with a small group at a time. We get them lean and we keep them there. I've just told you about the foods I've eaten. Now, there was one meal that I ate every single day in the morning to get myself to 12% body fat. I talked about it in this video over here. See you on that video.